If you have a print-on-demand t-shirt business, or if you use Teespring specifically, then this is going to be a great video for you because I'm going to dive into exactly how I use Placeit.net to create social media content for the t-shirt business. Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well today. If you're new here, my name is Greg and I like to talk about online entrepreneurship and sharing the resources that I wish I had along my journey. So if you're interested in making money online, feel free to look around the channel and you might find some stuff that you like. Today's video comes by request. As you guys know, I am very active in the comments, and whenever you guys suggest a new video, I add it to my video list of ideas for future videos. Now, the more people suggest a specific video topic, it gets priority in that video list. Ever since the last video on how to create the t-shirt designs on Placeit.net, this has been a highly requested video on how to use the model mockup feature, and there's a couple other tricks that I'll throw into this video that I think you guys will get a lot of value from. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. And as usual, for all of you guys who have been hitting the thumbs up on these videos, thank you guys so much. It tells the YouTube algorithm that these videos are good and it suggests it to more people. So thank you guys so much for doing that. So for this video, I'm going to switch over to the computer, and that way we can follow along step by step on the screen recording, and it should make it a lot easier. So let's get into the computer now. Alright, so here we are at the homepage of Placeit. If you don't already have a Placeit subscription, I recommend subscribing. It is a premium service for those of you who this is new to, but it is about $20 per month. I highly suggest it. And they offered me a 15% discount code to share with you guys, so that's down in the description if you do want to use that. With that being said, let's get started here. So the main thing that we're going to use Placeit for, and really the bread and butter of Placeit, besides the designing, because as you guys saw in the last video about designing, that is a massive feature for Placeit. But what the main purpose of Placeit for is to be able to create model mockup photos. And to show you what I mean here, just hover over mockups and then go to t-shirts. And this is what I'm talking about. So you can upload your design here. You can even change the color of the shirt that these models are wearing. And then essentially it'll Photoshop your t-shirt designs onto models. And all of these images, anything you get off of Placeit, whether that's t-shirt designs or model mockup photos, they all come with full commercial usage rights. So you can put that on your social media, you can put that on anywhere that you're going to be profiting from. But with that said, this is going to be our bread and butter for social media content. As you can tell, this is a lot more engaging than just posting standard photos of your shirts. So that's why I recommend using it. So you can sort down here on the left side here, and that leads me into my first really important point. When you're using something like Placeit and you're putting your designs on models for social media, the first thing you need to do is determine what is the theme of your t-shirt business. What I mean by that is it going to be geared more towards men? Is it going to be geared more towards women? Is it for younger men or older men? You have to figure out who the demographic is and what kind of feel you want to go along with your t-shirt business. Now, once you've thought about that and you kind of have an idea of what you want that feel to be like, is it light and airy, or is it dark and is it kind of edgy? You have to figure these things out. Once you have that idea in mind, then you can come over to the side here and you can see if any of these categories line up with your theme. Now, sometimes they will, and you'll be able to jump right into a category and it gives you a lot of really good models that align perfectly with your theme, and that just makes it a lot easier. But if you don't find a really good match over on the left here, just know that there's over 200 pages of models that you can scroll through to find, and then you just want to pick out the ones that align with that theme. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make with the model mockup photos is all of their different images, none of them relate to another one. So they have completely different types of people with completely different types of backgrounds, different feels. So essentially what I'm getting at is pick one theme and focus on that throughout your entire social media page and all the content that you're posting for your t-shirt business. So a nice little tip that I often use is you can click this little down arrow on the left here, and instead of mixed, you can switch it to best selling. And this is just going to be the ones that are downloaded the most. So the most common ones, a lot of people have gone through all of these 200 pages, and the ones that are most commonly chosen and used are the ones that show up first here. So that's a good little sorting feature that you can use on any page on Placeit here. All right, so I want to give you guys some real examples here so you can kind of follow along and put this into practice. So as I'm scrolling through here for a hypothetical storefront, I think I'm going to go with something that has a kind of a sunny and maybe outdoorsy and green theme to it. So right off the bat, I can see that this one has sunny green in the background, this one has green in the background, and this one has green in the background. So as you guys can kind of tell, this one and this one and this one, they all kind of fit with each other. We wouldn't want to be throwing in something that was like this over here with our images of light and green because it wouldn't match. So then essentially what we need to do is one of two things. Either we can click on them and then add our design to them, or we can just come right up top and we can add our design and it'll show what it'll look like on all of these just right off the bat. But I'm looking more at the person and the background. I already know that the designs are going to be fine on it. So for the sake of loading times and everything, I just use it just like this, and then I click into the people and add my design there. So another nice little trick if you are using an Apple or a Mac computer is you can hold down Command, which is just left of the space bar, and then you can click on these and it'll open them in new tabs. So we can open the ones that we know we're going to want to use, and they will all be opened up top. And then we can pop right into these and we have all of our tabs right here, and all we have to do is upload our image onto each of these models, choose the color of the shirt, and then download it. So just to show you how quick this can be, I'm just going to do this for all 3 of these and download them. So once you hit download on these, it'll process for a second and then it'll say processing finished, and you can just click here to download. So you can either click this little pop-up in this corner, or you don't have to click that pop-up. You can click over in downloads right here and it'll show you all of your downloads, and then you can click download over here just on each of these. So now, as you can see, just like that, I've got 1, 2, and 3 photos already downloaded to my computer with full commercial usage rights, and these would go directly onto social media. So that's the very first thing. That's creating the standard model mockup photos with Placeit, but there is a little trick to take this a step further. So now I want to show you the model mockup videos, which should not be possible, but somehow with their software, they make it super easy, and it's included in the subscription. So let's get into that right now. So just from anywhere on the site, if you hover back over mockups and then you go to t-shirt videos, now it's the same thing as what we were just doing, but instead of photos, it's actually videos. So somehow they Photoshop your designs onto moving shirts for people in videos. This is really cool, and again, this is included in the subscription, so you don't have to hire a videographer, you don't have to go do photo shoots like this. So again, I'm gonna come over to the left side, I'm gonna switch it to best selling. And then this just gives me a better idea of which ones are more commonly downloaded, meaning that they're probably better. Now, don't be afraid that since these are more commonly downloaded, that other people are going to see them on social media, and then they're going to recognize them on your pages. Just know that social media is so vast, and there are so many people using it, that even if this is the #1 downloaded video from Placeit, only so many people are going to have a Placeit subscription, and then only so many of them are going to be using it for a t-shirt business on social media. And the chances of someone being in the exact same niche and getting in front of the exact same person is very unlikely. So I wouldn't even worry about that. I just use this best selling feature to show me the ones that are typically the best right off the bat, so I don't have to go through and find them myself. So with that said, let's build off of what we were talking about just before with the standard photos. We need to keep the theme the same. So we're going with a sunny and green feel. So let's go through these and see if we can find some that match up. Okay, so right down in the corner of the first page, I found one that has direct sunlight and it has green in the background. So this is the first contender for the theme. So I'm going to keep this one in mind. I'm going to use Command and then I'm going to click it and it'll open it in a new tab. If you are on a PC, I do believe you can right click and then you can do open link in a new tab. So I guess whether you're on an Apple computer or if you're on a PC, you can still do that and then it'll have it waiting for you in a new tab over here. But for the time being, I'm going to open that one up. I didn't see anything else on the first page that I think would fit. So I'm going to go on to the second page and see if I can find something better. Okay, so I just looked through the second page and I'm glad a lot of these came up because I want to explain what I'm kind of thinking here, so hopefully it helps you guys. So you have to remember, whatever you're picking here is what you want the face of your brand to be. So although this has blue skies and is sunny, I really don't like that look. I don't like the person that's in it, and I don't want people to get that feeling for my brand. I want it more to be something like this, where it's light and it's warm, sunny, and there's green in the background. That's what I'm going for. The only problem that I have with this one is I really don't see a purpose in someone just walking and kind of smiling like that. To me, it doesn't resonate. That's fine. So as you keep scrolling through, something like this right here or the one below it are both kind of sunny, both kind of have the same feel. As you can see, there's no green in here, but there's a lot more engagement factor to this. So instead of just walking like we are over here, although the colors and the theme fits, we could technically use that, and down the road we might use that on the page, but this one has a lot more engagement factor. So if you're scrolling through and you see this, it's going to catch your eye more, and then your design is going to be right on here. So even though it doesn't have the green on it, it's still a nice friendly face and it's light, so it fits into our theme and it's engaging. Again, something like this right here, just below it, still has that friendly look to it. It's got green, it's got sun, and these two are examples of what's called stop motion. So it's multiple photos just kind of stitched into a video. So although it's not continuous video like this one, where it's literally an actual video of someone walking, this one is more of like a repeat slideshow where it's photos stitched together. Both work just as well. So I think I like this one the best, so I'm going to press Command and then I'm going to open this in a new tab. And then we have this one and we have the one that we opened before. I don't think I'm going to use this one anymore, so I'm going to close out of that. This is the one that I'm going to use. I'm just going to upload the design over here. So when uploading your design into a mock-up video, you'll see that it's uploading over here, and then it'll prompt you to crop it just like this. So remember, you can recrop as many times as you need to. I'm just going to get this where I think it'll look good for the first time around. We'll crop it. And then once it says that it's done cropping over here, all you do is hit preview full video, and then it'll show you what that looks like. And if you need to adjust the crop, you can go back and adjust it then. Okay, so that's ready over here. We'll hit preview full video. Just give it a second to process here. Okay, looks like it's ready to go. And now you can see our design is right on there. How cool is that? I don't even know how they do this. I guess with stop motion, it's a lot easier because they are individual images. But on the real full videos, your design stays right on the person's shirt. Like, it's perfect. So a couple more things while we're here. You can add an audio track. I typically do not add an audio track, and the reason being is, one, copyright. You don't want to add something that's going to be copyrighted, then you're going to get a strike on Instagram and your content will be removed over there. So that's one of the reasons, but the main reason is some people have their phone's volume really high and they don't even realize it. So when they scroll to your video, it starts playing the volume super loud, and then they just either close out of it or they turn the volume down really quick, and that just makes for a pretty bad experience. So I typically do not add any audio to this, and it just eliminates both of those problems at once. Plus, it's going to save you time and make it more efficient for you because you're not going to be looking for the perfect song for this 4-second video. So this is exactly how I would do this. And just to look at that one more time, that is a really cool social media video. So now all we do, download full video. And as you can see, it says commercial usage okay. So I just wanted to say that every time you download something, it says it right there, just to confirm again, but you can use this for anything for profit, full commercial usage rights. And we'll just hit download. So we'll just give this a second. Once it's ready, it'll pop up and we can download it in the corner, or you can just go back and continue doing whatever you were doing, download more of them, and then later come back and you can go to your downloads and download them all right there. So those are the first two things. Those are the mock-up photos, which are the gold standard. And then you have the mock-up videos, which is just icing on the cake. That's a really nice touch to put on your social media pages to get a lot more engagement. But there are a couple more things I want to show you here. So if you go to designs and then you go to Instagram posts, you'll have templates for creating Instagram posts. And again, you can switch it to best selling, see what's going to come up first and what's most popularly used. And then you can build off of these templates. So this is where it would come in for creating the inspirational, educational posts for your Instagram page. Again, I have a whole video on this that explains this in more detail, but this video is just for creating the content. So to keep going off of this example of using a green and a light sunny theme, I think we're going to choose one here that we'll start building off of. This is the one that catches my eye first. It's got green in it and it looks sunny. So I'm just gonna open this one up and we'll open it right over here. And now we can put in our inspirational or educational quotes. The one thing that I really like about Placeit is this tool has every single thing you need to make as much money as you want on print on demand. You don't need anything else, trust me. So when you come in here, you have all your lines over here that correspond over here. So you can change out your quotes and you can make it say whatever you want. Obviously we wouldn't put hustle on here, but I'm just typing this in for example. And then you can change the font over here so you can switch it to anything you want, and you can even change the color. And then that's everything for text. You can even add in more text if you need to. You can even turn lines off if you don't want them. And then on the other side is where you can control the background and what's going on behind the scenes. So if you click any of these images, it'll swap it out. And remember, we want to go with something that fits our overall theme. So I'm looking for things that are green, things that are sunny, and that's what I want to put in the background of this image. Okay, so as you can see, it is very easy to keep scrolling through here because you have so many options, but remember the overall goal here is to be efficient. So try to scroll through and find the best fit that you can find and then go with it. And then keep going forward and doing that with more and more. This is how you create a lot of content, and this is going to save you a lot of time down the road. It's easy to get very detailed on making everything exactly perfect on the image, but on social media, people are looking at it for 30 seconds, and our goal is to get them to our storefront or our website for our t-shirt business. They're not going to be looking at if everything is exactly perfect. We just want to give them the overall feel of what we're trying to convey with our post. Another thing is everything that you see down on the side, all these images are copyright free. They're all commercially usable. Again, anything you download from Placeit is fully commercially usable. So all these images, you don't have to go elsewhere to find images. You can scroll right through here, which makes it super easy. So for these types of posts, remember they need to be inspirational or educational or even entertaining. Again, I'll link to a video that goes over this overall social media strategy in more detail, but as far as creating the content, this I want to go with today is the day. And then I'm going to switch this to yellow. I'll switch this to yellow as well. And then I'm going to change this. I kind of like that font that we went with on the first one. And then the last thing down here is the tag of your page. What's kind of cool about this is Placeit makes it super easy to put this tag in here. And then when you post this on your page on social media, if someone else on social media sees this and they want to use it on their own page, when they put it on their page, it's going to give you a free shout out because it's going to be in the image. So this, you just put in the name of your Instagram page, and that'll be whatever the page name is that you're using. And then again, just remember to make it the color or whatever so it matches. But that right there is how I create the inspirational, educational, entertainment content that's going to go on the page. Then again, just hit download. Commercial usage is okay, and download it. So while this is processing into our downloads and getting ready for us, I want to show you one more really cool thing about Placeit, and that's if you go to videos and then you go to inspirational quotes. Now, just like we did before with the standard model mock-up photos and doing mock-up videos, you can do the same thing for quotes. Now, they don't have a ton of options here, but remember, each one of these templates, you can continue to customize further. So I'm gonna go just right off of this one. Again, I'm gonna hit Command, and then I'm gonna open that up in a new tab. So that way, if I wanna come back and do more of them, it's all just right here waiting for me. And then this is just like we had before. So if we wanna do the same quote that we had before, we could just do today is the day. And then I don't need anything in the second line, but here, again, you could put your Instagram page name if you wanted there. And we'll just hit preview full video. And now it's just a video version of our inspirational post. This just adds a little bit more engagement again to our social media page. And not many people have access to a tool like this. So by you using this type of tool, it's going to catch people's attention because they don't see this often. And then we're not exactly done there. We can change up the font, we can change up the color. You have an audio track that's turned on right now. So I'm gonna turn that off. Again, I recommend just not putting in any audio in that. And then you can look over to the side and you can change out that video that's in the background. So we wanna go with the green theme, something that's sunny. So I'm just gonna scroll through here and see if I can find something that fits nicely into our overall theme. All right, so scrolling through the left side, I found something that kind of matches our theme almost perfectly. That's going to be just green and blue in the background and sunny. But what I would do is continue to play with this. So this is a really good base to work off of. I really don't see a purpose of this. It doesn't really match our theme that well. So I'm just going to do no image and it'll just take that away from up top. So now we've got basically the same quote that we had before in the image. Now we have it in this video. So it's just a nice touch that adds engagement, and not many people have access to a tool like this, so it catches people's attention. And then again, once you've made this how you like it, then all we gotta do is download full video. Download now. And that'll be processing and ready to be downloaded, and then all of this content we can post directly to social media. I hope that has been pretty helpful to see how I personally use Placeit for social media posts for a t-shirt business. I'm going to link up 2 videos here that I would definitely recommend to you guys. The one at the top over here is going to be the previous video on Placeit for actually using it to create t-shirt designs. And then the one at the bottom down there is to go into more detail on the overall social media strategy. So with that said, if you guys have any questions at all, no matter how small they are, feel free to leave them down in the comments and I'll get you guys back an answer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.